What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the last transfer video on transfer day. I will call it that. And I couldn't be more happier that it's finally over because it's been a very long one. And we actually went to the final day before we actually did something. Now, the question is, have we done enough? Have we done the right things or the wrong things? That's where we're all going to discuss delayed deals, Openda, Zhegrova, the players who are still at the club, and there is a problem about the list, probably, which we will discuss in a second as well, and everything that today brought with it. But Norbert, Spiros, how are you doing after a crazy 24 hours?
Yeah, finally it's over. It was like from July, nothing really happened. We were all like waiting for Colomwani. When is it announced? And it never happened. And the final day, 2 signings. So yeah, it is what it is. We will talk about it.
Yeah, it was extremely boring, but I prefer that being boring and actually being effective on the pitch than being like last year and assigning like 10 new players and then it's a disaster. So I think it, I think it, I hope it actually fits. So yeah.
That is what we're going to talk about. And people in the chat, happy you're here, but take to go beef each other outside of chat. Just exchange numbers and settle it outside the chat so everyone can have a clean chat, But other than that, put in your comments. But let's start with, I don't know where to start. Where are we going to start? Let's start with Openda because we already talked about Zhegrova. We will talk about Zhegrova as well, obviously. Let's talk about Openda because that came out of the blue. Let's be honest. Maybe it was mentioned 2 days ago, but it was like, yeah, right, But it actually happened out of the blue. I think if I need to ask anyone in the chat who thought Colomani was still going to happen Friday night or even Saturday night, I think 80% of the chat would say, yeah, it was probably going to happen because of the situation that he created, PSG created, we created, and it was like, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen at one point. Well, it didn't happen. We signed Openda. We'll talk about Colomani in a second, but Openda is signed for, I need to check because they just announced it. So it's 3.3 plus 800k. So let's say around 4 million euros for the loan, and then it's about 43 for for the obligation with all the costs that comes with it. So it's a heavy investment, I think. I will say really quickly, I'm not the biggest Openda fan. Again, not saying he cannot play, whatever. I'm just not his biggest fan. The profile he is, the player he is. He didn't have the best seasons at Leipzig or at the national team. So that's why when the price tag came out, plus 40, I was like, that's a lot. And I'm just going off the fact that we are in financial trouble and we spent that money on Conceição, and I was worried about that and have been proving kind of right this far. He's just, Conceição was doing what Conceição has done last season, only we just paid even more money for that. So that's my biggest worry. But you guys can talk about it. Norbert, are you shocked? Are you happy that we signed Openda for that amount of money as well?
Yeah, we were saying that 60s and like 70 mil for Colomwani might be too much. And I think because we didn't sign Colomwani, we had the money to just sign fast, like Zhegrova and the Belgian dude and Openda. I don't know how I feel, to be honest. We needed someone, and he feels like he can play up top. He can also play behind the strikers as well, or on the wings, or But 40 mil. We also have Chico, who was also 40-ish. So is he gonna sit on the bench? Who's gonna sit on the bench? I don't know. It feels like a lot of money altogether. But as right now, we have a really good front line. They are really fast. It can be mixed several different ways. So that is good. I don't know. It feels like we were spending all this time to try to sign Kolo Muani, and we didn't spend any money on, any time on trying to find a plan B. And this feels like another rushed decision where they just looked around. Okay, who's available in the top 5 leagues, and they just got the dude. So I don't know. I feel like I'm happy. We also spent less money than Kolo Muani, so that is good. But I wanted Kolo, but PSG also didn't allow him to leave to Juve at the end of the day because of 5 mil or something like that. That was the difference between us and them. And then at the end of the day, they sent him to Tottenham for a dry loan. So it's a mess. But yeah, I think he fits, and I think he will be a big part of this attack.
Real quickly, Antonio, we kept Atsic. I don't know if he's going to play for the next gen. And Facundo is on loan with an option to Santander. Is that for second division in Spain, I think? Or are they playing the first division? Second division. So that's official as well. They just made that official. Before I go to Spiros, people, hit the like button because we only have 18 likes. That's not enough. Should at least end the video with 100 likes. So push that like button. But Spiros, what do you think, Openda? Is it, a panic, or was the club well prepared? And what do you think about the profile, the money we invested in the player as well?
Yeah, I actually want to call as well. But I think it's a good buy, to be honest, because I didn't feel like we were unprepared. I felt like he was like the plan B for some time now, because we heard the name before, and also like Moblano again came up with it. So yeah, it was. I think it was planned. I think Comoli did well in that kind of sense. Like he was unprepared. He saw that the Kolo Muani thing like dragged on, and it was kind of impossible in the end. So he got him, and I'm happy, to be honest, because I think he's a good player. I think he fits how we want to play, and I think if we mix it up a bit, I think it will help him as well. So I think he will do well. I am actually kind of excited. Not like you, but I think it's a good sign. Yeah.
He meant the Primavera player. He's going to Napoli for peanuts.
1 mil plus some future sale.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on it because I've not watched the Primavera. So I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. He wanted a lot of money apparently, or he didn't want to stay. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Talking about, is this flashbacks to last season and last summer? And when I say flashback, is that I think this summer we have bigger holes in the squad than last season. Should we have invested money that we invested, for example, in Zhegrova or Openda in another area? Last season was with Douglas Luiz, where it's like, man, we should have used that money for a center back. And I think this season, people are saying, well, center back, even though we have a lot of players, then maybe right wing back, maybe an attacking midfielder. So is that the mistake that we, because you're right, like we're stacked. You have Yildiz, you have Openda, you have Conceição, you have Zhegrova, you have Jonathan David, you have Vlahovic, and somehow Milik is still at the club chilling. I'll include him because he's still out there and you never know. Would it have made more sense for the club to say, you know what, we're not buying Conceição, for example, or Openda, and we're going to reinvest that money in a player who can play the ball out from the back, or a right wing back, because like we needed to move João Mario. Kalulu is playing that position. We are all assuming Kalulu is not going to keep playing that position because that's just not good enough throughout the season, and it's not his fault. So, Norbert, is it kind of a flashback when it comes to that point?
Yeah, 100%. For me, it feels exactly the same. Not we spent the money on Douglas Luiz last summer. Now we spend the money on Chico, where we could have added center back. Or even a wing back. But yeah, Laporte was never an option because he only wanted to go back home to Basque country.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I just we said from the beginning, I feel like that Chico might be not the guy who we need, and we still signed him. And yeah, for me it feels like I think Zhegrova is a good deal. So I wouldn't say instead of him, but instead of Chico, for me is a defender for sure and definitely needed.
Yeah, I agree in some way, but I think the fault lies that we changed formation this year, because last year's squad was built like for like a back four, like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, I don't know. And this year we're playing like a different formation, so that built new holes, like wing backs. We got Kostic back, and everyone was like, "What?" So yeah, that created new problems. But I think, in my opinion, if Tudor does well and we actually compete, I think they will help him in January. They will actually help him. Like if he's like, okay, I need this and that, I think they will help him. But yeah, let's see. I don't know. Let's hope we do well.
Yeah, for me, it's very simple. Yes, from that point, it's a flashback, because the concern is that if Bremer goes down, we are in trouble. We're in trouble because there are two things. You can say, well, we had the second best defense in the league in Serie A last season without Bremer. But what, like your eyes, what did they tell you? Like, what did you... and the moment without Bremer, we played a decent team in the Club World Cup. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to, explain what happened. Man City are poor, by the way. Real Madrid in that second half, that is still a fact. I don't care about the numbers, because the numbers suggest that if Gatti plays with Bremer, we kept a clean sheet for 10 games in a row. But without Bremer, it's not happening. So what does that tell you? Bremer is the key. It's just that simple. You could have put Rugani with Bremer, and we probably would have still have had those 10 clean sheets, in my opinion, because I don't think there's a massive difference between those two. So that for me remains a massive issue, that if Bremer goes down, we are in trouble defensively. Alongside Bremer, well, nobody can play that ball out from the back. And I'm not asking to have Pirlo, a defender with Pirlo's ability at the back. Just a semi-decent player who can get us out of trouble. We do not have that. We don't, and it takes away from Locatelli. It takes away from everything a little bit. And to make that worse, you have Kalulu playing on the right wing, And it's not to call out Kalulu, but he has limitations as a player. It is what it's like asking. It's like asking Jonathan David Vlahovic playing Mandzukić's position. Like it's going to be horrible. It's not going to look good, and you cannot really blame Vlahovic for that. It's just he cannot do that. So in that regard, I think we made a mistake, using certain funds when it comes to certain positions, because the attack is stacked, and you will probably be fine. You have so many options, like you cannot complain about that. But at the back, the options are limited. You have many players, but it's more of the same every single time. If Kelly plays Gatti or Kalulu, do I think it's a massive difference? Not one might slightly be better than the other, slightly, but not to an extent where I'm like, oh my god, if Gatti plays, let's say we play Man City, PSG away, and Gatti Bremer starts, I wouldn't be less worried if Kalulu and Bremer starts, or Kelly and Bremer starts. Like the worry level remains the same. It's Bremer, and it's a massive drop off. Whoever plays alongside it, that is what it is. So that is for me the extremely disappointing point from this market. I don't know what the options were. Inter got Akanji. Apparently it's a very difficult obligation to kick in. I was looking at it, I was like, this was it for a 1-year solution, perfectly fine. But you kept Kelly, you kept Gatti, you kept Rugani, you kept everybody happy, and they're not leaving. So you're in a situation right now where you need to deal with what you have, and what we have is low in quality. Especially if you compare that to the front line, the difference is just pure quality and talent is massive. And that for me is the big worry of the market. It has nothing to do with Openda, because we were talking about Openda. But let's see, where do you think Openda is going to play, Norbert? I've seen predicted lineup, and he's in every single lineup he played every single position. So where will you play him, and what do you think Tudor will do right now with all these options?
So for me, he's third in the line as a striker. I think potentially David and Vlahovic is better than him as a striker. So yeah, behind the strikers, I would even say instead of Chico, but I know he would probably play instead of Yildiz, but he costs a lot of money, so I'm not sure. I would start them together with Yildiz, and let's see. We also spend a lot of money on him.
You will go Yildiz, David, Openda
for now, but if David is keep on playing like this, then maybe I would start Vlahovic a few times, to be honest.
Okay. What do you think, Spiros? What will you? Because I saw you post like the question in the chat, but what will you do?
I would probably play David and Openda up front and Yildiz behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good. This can be good and bad for Tudor. Good in he has many options. Bad in he has too many options and he doesn't really know what to do. And he will go with something, it doesn't work, and maybe he will stick with it. But that's his problem. I mean, he cannot really complain. Obviously, Yildiz is not gonna bench in terms of he will get rest and stuff like that. But normal circumstances, Yildiz is not going to get benched. Tudor already told Jonathan David can only play. He said this is the number 9 attack, period. He's not behind the strikers. He's not doing that. He said, I'm not letting David do that, excuse me. So that is also a fixed position. Doesn't mean he's always going to start, but those two positions are fixed. Yildiz is going to start. Jonathan David has that position, So on the right-hand side, it's a thought, because I think Openda will play more on the left, but you have Yildiz there, obviously, unless, like you said, Spiros, he goes behind the striker and you play with 2 up top. That means Vlahovic can also play. Then you have Conceição and Zhegrova on the bench. So, I mean, maybe too many options, like too many options to all fit them in. Maybe that's why I'm a bit confused why we bought Conceição in the first place as well. Spend that amount of money, or Openda, you can switch it either way. It's just talking about the positions we have available and the players we have. But we play every single competition. That's fine. So does anyone think Tudor might change his formation? Is that on the board potentially?
I don't think so.
I think so, yeah.
We might play with 2 strikers, but pretty much it. I don't think anything else would change. We just don't have the defensive players for a 4-man defense. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we change anything.
I actually have the opposite opinion. I think we actually have the players for back 4, because I think because our backline's so poor, I'm like, the less poor players you play is better. So I'm like, maybe he changes it down a bit, So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But then you start Gatti and Bremer in the middle, or?
Yeah, I don't know what he will do. I don't know. Like, does he want left-footed center back in there? Maybe he plays Kelly. Maybe he does something else, something weird. I don't know. But yeah, I think he said like he will switch it up someday and maybe play like 3 guys in midfield or something. So yeah, I think he will do it, but I don't know when.
If we change formation up front, it will impact everything at the back as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is anyone worried about maybe the same profiles? Because against low blocks, Conceição struggles, Openda struggles as well. Like Conceição definitely struggles. Like Openda as well. Like I said that, and somebody's like, "Oh, it's obvious when you have space, you don't struggle." I mean, yeah, but like Juventus doesn't struggle as much in close spaces. Didn't have the best games, but yesterday those 50 minutes he exploded, and he could have resolved that game on his own again. By beating his man. Conceição was not doing that. Openda struggles with it. Zhegrova maybe as well. Is that maybe an issue that we have too many of the quote unquote same profiles in this type of league? Because in the Champions League, I think they will fire. Because there will be a lot of space, and we will leave space as well. But with the players you have, you just need to go for it. But in Serie A, Cremonese at home, all these teams, if they're not coming for you, do you think that might become an issue? Having too many of those profiles.
Yeah, but I think Zhegrova is actually can beat his man one-on-one, unlike Chico. So I don't know, against low block, for me, Zhegrova is a lot better than Chico, for example.
I don't think the problem is beating your man. I think the problem with Chico is like he's losing his head. Like it's like he's very frustrated with himself or something. And like he beats his man. He's like, what do I do now? And he always does the wrong thing. So that's my opinion, the worst thing about him.
I mean, somebody said, why Zhegrova will struggle? We didn't see him yet. Well, you've seen him in another squad. Like, you've still seen him. Like, the characteristics of a player don't change because he changes the team. Like, it's not that Vlahovic goes to Milan and he becomes Messi when it comes to controlling and dribbling a ball. Like, the abilities remain. Like, that doesn't change. The profile of the player never changes. You can improve or get worse, but the player is who he is when it comes to that, But he's not to Chico's extent. I get it, but he can be a frustrated player to watch as well. I watched him play live when he was very young over here. Obviously, I cannot compare it. It's like 6 years ago. It was very like he wants to do a lot of things at times where it's like just give a go. Like keep it simple. No need for that. He has massively improved on that, but at times it will frustrate you because he will try things over and over again. But I mean, those are the profiles we have right now. Anyone worried that we lose height, presence in the box?
No.
No.
I've seen Openda good with the head as well, to be honest, even if he's not the biggest. Same with Nico. Nico was our best header in the entire team, and he's not the tallest. So I think we'll be fine.
Would that be more an issue if we had another coach?
Yeah, if we had Thiago Motta, yes.
Okay.
Because Thiago Motta was not really like that kind of coach, set pieces and, in the air and that's that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do believe Antonio Corsa. What did he say? Let me know in the chat. I do believe him, but I have no idea. I mean, maybe with the Napoli thing and Vlahovic thing, I'm so confused. But I mean, he is when he speaks, it's very reliable. But I cannot believe Comoli refused 35 million from Napoli for Vlahovic. I just don't see it. But present with that will be Bremer, Gatti, Thuram. Yeah, I mean, from set pieces, I was just talking about like in game. Like I'm not expecting Bremer and Gatti being there, just randomly all the time. Set pieces fine, but I was talking about like crosses. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I don't need to see Conceição span it out of the stadium consistently, because now we just cannot cross it. But yeah, I mean, you lose a lot of just height with the players we have, but perfectly fine. If you remember Liverpool, when they were firing with Mane and when they had Coutinho, Firmino, Salah, I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of height or like players in the box who are just going to win headers time and time again, So fine, that's the route we took, and now we need to make it work, or Tudor needs to make it work. He has a lot of options. Does anyone know if Zhegrova got called up or?
Yeah,
Openda
but
pulled out?
he will not go. Zhegrova was called up, but he will not go. He will stay in Turin. Openda,
Nice.
I don't really know.
You should know, Ale. You should know.
No. Actually, to be honest, I forgot. I knew I knew there was a break, but up till I saw pictures of players going to the national team, was like, oh yeah, it's an international break. I completely blanked that out. So I don't even know who got called up. The only thing I know is Thuram, because I'm scared that we're gonna miss Thuram. That's the only thing I saw. And Bremer not called up. Fantastic news. I see people complaining about Di Gregorio. I mean, maybe sorry for him, but then again, is he happy to sit on the bench? I'm happy he's not there. Like I don't care. I hope they never get called up.
He got called up. Yes, I saw it now. Yeah, he got called up.
Openda got called up. Okay.
Yeah.
Costa said that Vlahovic wants to renew. Oh yeah, I talked about it in my video, and he's motivated. Made thank Komoli's negotiate last minute. I could change the terms and then go for Openda as alternate to Yildiz.
No.
I think that seems a bit far-fetched, because you're like, Vlahovic walks into your office and is like, I'm motivated, and Komoli's like, one sec, PSG, we need to change the terms because Vlahovic told me he's not, like, that seems a bit far-fetched. Unless he came into the dressing room, into the office, and he said, Komoli, I'm renewing my deal at 4.5 million euros for the next 3 years. Then I can see Komoli say, perfectly, fine. Like, let's do that. That I can see happening. But, like, from Komoli's perspective. But I don't see that happening from Vlahovic's perspective. He's not going to give up so much money. Question for everyone, for you guys and in the chat, because I've seen it. Vlahovic scored yesterday, and people are now all over the place. Oh, my God, he's playing well, and then he's going to leave for the Premier League. And I'm like,
good.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. I mean, do you want him to play bad and then leave on a free? Play well and leave on a free? I mean, it is what it is. We were trying to move you out all this summer for obvious reasons. If someone was paying you a lot of money in the Premier League, fine. Score me 20 goals and you can leave. It is what it is, I guess. Will I feel pain? No, because, well, the situation was obvious. And if you want an amount we do not want to pay, then it is what it is. So keep on scoring and, get the back. I'm assuming. Okay. If you win us stuff, I have no issue with that. Absolutely no issue. So I don't see the problem with it.
Yeah, me neither. He's the best paid player in the entire league. We could pay like almost what is it, like 3 really good players for his wages. So yeah, he needs to go. And I understand, like, he wants the money, he will get the money, it's fine. But no one wanted him, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not surprised. He does this every season, so for me, yeah. Like, he's not consistent. Like, even when he scores, like, his stats is horrible. Like, I don't like watching him play, so I don't care if he scores goals. Like, okay, he scores goals, okay, we win. I'm happy now, but I don't want him, like, for the future. So I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I've like, if he scores, he scores. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that. But that's that. Let's move on because we talked about all of that. We didn't really. We touched on Zhegrova. The fee. Any complaints? Because it was reported I thought it was going to be close to 25 because I recorded my rating for tomorrow and I talked about, it's going to be over 20 because that was the report, 3-year deal. And I thought, based on his injuries, that sounds about right. It's a deal until 2030. It's not excessive of 25. It's actually way below excessive, if that's even a thing. 20 million.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you think? Good deal, fair deal?
I think it's a good deal. The only issue is that he missed like the last time he played was December.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, he had pubalgia just like Vlahovic, but he actually was smart and he chose to miss out some time, but fix it forever probably. So let's see. It was just a muscle issue, but it should be fixed. I'm kind of excited for him because what he did against us, that was really nice from his perspective. So
Yeah, it was against Cabal, so I'm not impressed about that. But yeah, I'm excited as well. You know, new signing. I don't see him like as a starter, 100% to be honest. But yeah, I think to have him in the mix, yeah, I think it's very good. Yeah, good.
It's like that player who played against João Mario yesterday. What was his name? He had what is his name? I need to know now.
Carboni, no?
No. I mean, Carboni was also kind of a handful.
But it feels like Comoli likes these deals and he sticks to his numbers and he
Norton
wants.
Coffee.
Oh yeah,
He was
funny name.
He was cooking. He was absolutely cooking. That was maybe a player we should have got from the right back position, but yeah, because he was actually going up and down consistently, and he was getting passed way too easy, too many times. That could have been a quick, cheap. No, not the actually wing back, you know, but actually he was pretty decent as well, you know. I don't know what his name was, Ederson, something like that. He was really good as well. Okay. Going back to transfers and all of that, is anyone pissed that we didn't sign Klaus from Nice because they wanted 50 million apparently?
32-year-old. I don't think I ever heard of him, to be honest. Not even from Football Manager, so I think I'm good without him. Especially for 15, that's crazy.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. Like, okay with it if it was like a very cheap signing because Tudor knows him and probably need a wing back. But I was like, yeah, like too old. Yeah, I don't think we need like Kostic, the French Kostic. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
That would have been a panic buy, right? If we pay 50 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50.
Where is Rui going? Anyone knows?
I haven't heard anything about it for the past like 10 hours, so I have no idea.
Atsic?
I think Atsic is staying. Yeah, he wants to say. I think that's what his agent said, that he wants to fight for.
He's not gonna play,
minutes
is he?
Or whatever. I don't know.
I think Tudor likes him, but I don't know. Like maybe.
To be honest, I would play him before McKennie on the midfield straight up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too. I was going to say that because I think he will switch it up, and maybe he will play him as a midfielder. Maybe he will mold him there. Maybe he can become like a goal-scoring box-to-box midfielder. So maybe they pull something like that because McKennie's contract is expiring. So maybe they try a few things. I don't know. Maybe.
Adzic is strong as well. I think he would fit in that midfield.
That like the McKennie thing is like if Tudor believes he's going to be here next season and he's having a good season, then he shouldn't be using players like Rugani, Kostic. He's forced to it maybe, but McKennie not really playing these guys because they're not going to be part of your long-term future, and maybe Atsic or Miretti in those players, Miletti's still here, would, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this far, I don't think Tudor rates McKennie that highly as well. And the fact that the club is very okay with the fact that he's going to leave on a free says a lot as well. Is anyone surprised that the club is happy with letting McKennie leave on a free? Because right now the sources are saying he's asking for way too much money, and Komoli is never gonna give him that.
I don't care about McKennie, to be honest. I never really liked him. Maybe only the first year when he came, but I don't really care about his future, to be honest.
No, but from the cost perspective, like no transfer fee.
I think it's fine.
Again,
I think they will try again, but I think they will not find an agreement because I think he's asking too much money, and also I don't think he's going to play that much. To be honest, I don't see it like I think Miret is going to play a lot more, in my opinion, because he opened a game, kinda. So yeah, I don't see it happening. To be honest, I think he will leave on a free, or maybe they can see him in January. Maybe in January they're like, yeah, we need funds. Maybe we want to hit that back line, or we need a wing back. We sell McKennie. I don't know. Maybe we pull that. I don't know.
That's also a good point, saying if Tudor actually liked Kostic, you wouldn't play João Mario out of possession yesterday. I mean, the sources say he likes Kostic that much. I need to refuse to believe that the coach of Juve likes Kostic. I need to, because if he does like Kostic, we have a serious problem. Like, how can you rate Kostic when the goal is winning and you're at Juve? I cannot grasp it. Like, I thought about it. I was like, maybe because of that. And I was like, nope, impossible. I was like, maybe because of that. And I was like, even if it's about that, and he actually rates him for his, I don't know, like tactical abilities. I'm like, he had an assist yesterday. A good, anyone can have an assist from set pieces, if you know what I mean. Even though we struggle with it, but it can happen. We just need to put it semi-decent in the box, and if he wins his duels, and yesterday it was easy for Vlahovic because he was on his own, probably because somebody was out on the sidelines from Genoa. They were with 10 men, but
yeah,
that can happen with Kostic. But like 90 minutes of Kostic, there's no way Tudor is like, yeah, this is what we need. Like, he preferred João Mario on the other side, knowing that he was going to get cooked, and he was getting cooked. He made that one block, fantastic, but he was cooked 2 seconds before, so he needed to make that block because you got cooked again. The fact that he did that and let him play that long, I mean, whoever said he likes Kostic, you're lying. Like, you're lying. Like, there's no way he likes Kostic that much then, if you take that risk with João Mario. And he needed to take that risk with João Mario, in my opinion. Because you bought him, you need to use him. You just need to use him. And like Cambiasso, when he came in, remember, defensively, it's not great now, but I remember when he first came in, like, he was getting smoked every single week, like by anyone. It was way too easy. He improved, and it's much better. But with João Mario, he's going to need to improve, because otherwise he's not going to survive. He's just not going to survive for a very long time. But that is a worry for another day. Let's talk about the game a little bit, because I mean, the transfer window, we've done it. We know about the issues we have, the options we have right now. Going back to yesterday's game, what are your thoughts? 6 points to start the season before the international break, before Inter and Dortmund. I think it's Inter Dortmund back to back, right?
Losing that game, that was important in my opinion.
Sorry?
And
Inter losing against Sweden.
Yeah, that was important in my opinion.
For
Inter losing against Udinese, so they are, they went for the break with a loss.
Yeah. Because now mentally, maybe they're a bit, maybe they suffer.
Did anyone watch that game? I watched that game. No. They didn't really create anything. in that second half. It was just when they created something, it was just a long range, or they didn't really. They actually failed to break them down. A lot of crosses that was kind of dangerous, but just putting the ball into the box. They didn't look. I didn't watch the first game against Torino, but it's against Torino. Torino are. I mean, I watched that Torino squad. It's not that good, but still, they smashed them 5-0. But yesterday they weren't good. I watched that game. I wasn't impressed. But then again, have you been impressed with us? To be honest, 6 points is cool, but have you been impressed?
No. Yesterday as well, we could have won 2-3-0. Got this huge chance, or David's huge chance. But yeah, it's not the final product. But again, it's a clean sheet. With these defenders, it's a miracle in my opinion. But Bremer is gold that he's there. It will get better with all those players who can pull something out from the hat. I think it can be better. We will see.
Yeah, it wasn't a good game, to be honest. It was very slow, very predictable. But we got the job done, and that impressed me because last year we would have lost that game or maybe drew. So that was something that was like, okay, that was nice. Also the Parma game. That Parma game, like we got the red card, I was like, yeah, now we're conceding, we're losing, But we won. So yeah, I think that was something different than last year. And I think we're gonna improve, to be honest. But I want us to press a bit more. Like I think we can press now. We have the players to press, and we're fast. I think we can counter press. So yeah, I think we have the tools to do kind of well, to me, in my opinion.
Does anyone had a feeling that Genoa were going to score? Because they were pressing us and stuff like that, but I never really had a feeling they were gonna get a goal until very late. But that's from a set piece, and that's just like, again, super from Gatti. Just kick that ball out, and he creates danger for nothing because the game was gone. But other than that, it's like Kelly and all and even Bremer, they play fantastic, but they really have a big job. I don't remember Di Gregorio needed to do anything until those final seconds where, he needed to be kind of awake. Other than that, it's not to suggest that we did, up to like those 15 minutes in the first half, that was okay, I guess. But from Genoa's perspective, I think they pressed us and a lot of energy in that game, as usual, away to Genoa. But I never really had a feeling they were going to score, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, they were not dangerous at all. They didn't create anything.
But the fact that we didn't create it, isn't that maybe the slight worry? Not enough. We didn't create enough.
Yeah, but it's always hard against Genoa, and low block is a forever issue for us, it seems. Inter, I can't wait for the Inter game, to be honest.
Yeah, with Genoa, it's always the same story, to be honest. I don't know. The games are very close, and then even last year, like, it was very close, and in the end we scored like 2-3 goals in the end. So yeah, no, very difficult game always. But I think now when we create chances, I think they are more of clear cut, like almost tappings at times. I think we didn't have like that last year that much. And also it feels like our strikers are gonna score more. That's our feeling, my feeling at least, because last year I was like, who is gonna score? I had that thought process like last year all the time. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of more optimistic about scoring goals this year. I don't know.
Well, they better be.
Yeah.
That front, yeah.
That was what I was going to say.
It feels like it's gonna come. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's because you have more options. That's it.
Yeah.
Even though yesterday off the bench it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Bringing on Nico Gonzalez was wild. That was. I'm not sure what that was all about. But like he brought him on Kostic. Like those are not really impacts, I guess. Because when it was 0-0, I was like, who the hell are we going to bring off the bench? Yeah, Vlahovic, but he's not going to create on his own. I was like, this, like a set piece was the only way we're going to win that game, in my opinion, yesterday. And it did. Fantastic. It's part of of football. But off the bench, I was looking at that bench. I was like, whew, there's absolutely nobody who can have an impact, because now you're looking at the bench and like, okay, it's Zhegrova, it's Openda, or maybe it's Conceição sitting out there who can come on. The game is a bit stretched because Genoa were a bit stretched towards the end. And it's like, okay, they can do some damage. But yesterday, it wasn't like that. So like the attack should be more dynamic. They should be more dangerous. They should be creating more. They should be scoring more. But it's a lot of shoulds, And they need to prove it right now. And it's going to take some time. It's not ideal that these players come in extremely late and just before the international break. So they're coming back for that Inter game with like 3-4 days. Okay, Zhegrova, not, but many players are gone. Vlahovic is probably called up, I'm assuming. Jonathan David, if there's international football, will get called up. So he will be there, but I mean, he won't be there. Let's say that. So it's gonna take some time to gel as well. So I expect some hiccups at the beginning when you play these players, but it's all going to be normal because they came in very, very late as well. So it is what it is. Final question before we wrap this one up. It's been a very long day. 6 points, obviously. Inter and then Dortmund, and it's actually a very tough schedule coming up. It's packed with good games, and I think that's perfect for us. At that point, I think you will learn more than if you play the last. Let's say in November you had the Champions League games, or in October and September, but you played Sassuolo, Cremonese, and Lecce, and those teams, and maybe one Atalanta in between or something. I don't think you would learn as much if you played these tougher opponents. Where if you don't win against Inter, well, it's Dortmund next. Learn quickly because you need to improve and you need to beat Dortmund. And if it's the other way around, you did beat Inter and now you struggle against Dortmund. What's the issue? And next week it's Lazio away. I don't know if that's not the case, but you know what I mean. It's tough. So there's no time to be fooled, I guess, or to sit there and be like, oh my god, we drop points, because this is it. Every 3 days a game. So what do you think? Is that a good thing, the schedule? Are you confident going into this massive month that's coming up, schedule wise?
Yeah, we won 2, and now let's go and take care of Inter. I think we can beat them, and we will beat them at home. I think it's good. We had these warm-up games in the league, and now let's have some party. And I think the Dortmund game away, it's going to be interesting. Dortmund is not the best. They are not, I don't think they are too good, but I wouldn't be too sad with a draw. I think it's away, no?
No,
I thought it was at home. It's at
home.
Yeah,
it's at home.
Okay, then a victory. Yeah, then let's win both.
To be honest, this schedule reminds me a bit of that 2015 Champions League run with
My brain is short.
I just saw a video from Zhegrova, and he's probably the happiest, the happiest guy on this planet, which is good. You woke up in Australia, and Colomani is actually a Tottenham player. I have no idea what happened. I want to know what happened. It will probably come out what happened, but right now it's all guessing. Optimism on this channel. That's new, right?
Yeah. By the way, Conceição got injured apparently yesterday.
When?
That's why he was subbed off apparently.
Fine.
Gazzetta wrote it.
I've not seen it. So yeah.
Neither do I.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Let me see. Let me see if there's any. Oop, that's not okay.
And
That's
yeah,
also not
Madrid
Are you
away as
worried?
well. I like that.
Are you worried about Bremer playing like every 3 days?
Oh my god.
Because that was
yeah.
my fear. Will they do that? Like playing him like every 3 days? I don't know.
That's actually a very good question.
Well, they can't
If it's
really.
Champions League games and league games like Inter,
Yeah,
yeah, then yes. If it's
yeah,
Inter Dortmund and on the weekend it's Sassuolo away, I can see him resting him. I can see it, and he
Yeah,
probably should, to be honest, as well.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna blame, like, if we, let's say I'm making up the schedule. Let's say it's Inter and Dortmund is Sassuolo, you know, and he plays them twice, and against Sassuolo, he's like, okay, I need to bench you right now, and we don't win that game. I'm not gonna blame Tudor for benching for Bremer, and that's why we end up losing that game, because defensively we were not good. Because I'm gonna blame the club. I'm like, this is you. This is not Tudor. He's just doing what he needs to do, because Bremer cannot play week in week out after not being played for like 7-8 months.
yeah,
It's just Tudor also needs to think about his team, and be like, and his player as well, and be like, okay, you need to rest at one point. So I'm not going to blame Tudor. Now, if he starts benching him randomly, in big games, then I will look oddly. But if that's a scenario, then no, it's a club. It's not Tudor. Because if you ask Tudor, I don't think he said, "Yeah, I wanted all these players at the back. I wanted them all to stay." So,
yeah.
but you're right. He's going to do that.
Yeah, and I actually hope he does that because we need him like long term, not like okay, let's have him for Verona or I don't know.
Same goes
So
for Turan, by the way. Same goes for Turan. Because yesterday I
Yeah,
thought he was my man of the match for us, because he was
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
And if you
yeah,
miss him, like excuse me, you lose a lot. Like he can drive the ball, he can win the ball back. He runs a lot. He closes
And
passing
Yildiz.
lanes, and Yildiz same.
Yeah,
But now you have a bit like, yeah, Openda. It's not like Yildiz, but you have some options. When it comes to Bremer, the option, I think the drop off is big. And for Thuram, you don't
Rugani.
have the replacement. For Thuram, you do
yeah,
not have replace. Are you going to play Colt Miners and Locatelli? I don't think that's going to look all that great, to be honest.
Locatelli and Miretti or Adzic would look nice.
Yeah, that's very unlikely, but yeah. Last question, and then I'll wrap it up because I need to go to bed. My video tomorrow is me rating the transfer window. So the question is very
Hmm.
simple. People in the chat, let me know just a rating, and tomorrow we can discuss it. How will you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I cannot rate it higher than 6 because of the massive holes in the back and also the quality drop in many positions. Like for example, as a right wing back, we don't have anyone. Left wing back, we don't have anyone. Midfield, we don't have really. We have Cope Miners, and that's it. And the defense is catastrophe. So yeah, for me, it's a 6.
yeah. For me, it's 6.5. I think yeah, we're lacking something, so I'm gonna say 6.5. But I think we did good deals. In my opinion, it feels like even João Mario, it feels like we have something he's gonna be useful, and everyone was like, no. So yeah, I'm gonna say 6.5. Yeah.
See a lot of sixes in the chat. 6.8, that's crazy. 5.5. I mean, I'm not going to reveal mine because that's kind of the point of my video for tomorrow, which I recorded a bit too early and I got the Zhegrova fee wrong. But another six in the chat. So I think a lot of people will go around 6.5 because of, well, the obvious 7. I think the obvious holes in the squad, right wing back, and maybe an attacking midfielder. Maybe not that much, but especially right, like that's so obvious. and also at center back, because everybody probably is scared that we're gonna lose Bremer at one point. 6.5, 7, 6.9, 4. We will see. Last season I think a lot of people rated it quite highly, and it ended up poor. So this season maybe it could be the other way around. Who knows? Only time will tell, and that's the hope right now. So 4 says for someone. So I'm not negative compared to this. I will tell you that. I said Bremer. I see Bremer as a new signing. Okay, then you can bump it up, but I don't do that. Selling wise, 8.5 maybe even.
That's crazy. We
If these
still
players
have
are not coming back,
Rugani.
maybe. Yeah, Kostic, McKennie,
Yeah.
and like it's no certainty that Gonzalez and Douglas Luiz are not coming back. So
Yeah.
Major points for not overextending and overpaying like always. That's a fair point. But we extended Gatti and we gave them more money. Also happy we didn't do biz in Italy.
Yes.
Couldn't be more happy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was amazing.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more happier. Side note, what do you think of Donnarumma to Man City?
Fraudiola will lose his shit. Because that dude, he can't pass.
Yeah, I mean,
very bad on the ball. Like he's extremely bad on the ball, to be honest. Like
guy
how
they
is he
have
going
now
to
in goal, was it Trapford or whatever it is? He's spooky on the ball as well. Actually, funny enough,
who was
Donnarumma is not good as well. Funny enough, Di Gregorio looked like Pirlo yesterday.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't do that again, but because my heart skipped a couple of beats.
Yeah.
But he looked fantastic. Sergio Reguilon is a free agent. Yeah, there's a reason why he's a free agent. He's horrible. He's absolutely horrible. Guys, the mere fact that he managed to send Gonzalez to Atletico, possible 33, assures him a 6.5. Apart from our last 2 signings, I rate this a 4. We let Colomani down, and unfortunately, I can't get over this embarrassing outcome. Keep up the good work, boys. Oh, come on. That's probably not too for me. At the end of the day, the impact of new players is what matters. Yeah, he won PSG a treble. I don't think anyone said he's a bad goalkeeper, Gio. But the way Pep plays with his feet, Donnarumma cannot do that. He is absolutely horrible with his feet. And I don't think Pep is like, okay, we're going to change the way we play. So there will probably be some mistakes, but goals keeping wise, he's good. Nobody. I don't think anyone is going to deny that.
He's a player though.
Yeah, 6 because the defense is horrible. Openda has a great goal scoring set, is amazing, and Colo is not our fault. It depends on what type of news will come out because it was close. We agreed for 60 million. Everybody reported that. So what happened between those? What was it? Wednesday and Saturday night, basically. What the hell happened? Did Komoli call PSG and it's like, you know what? Let's do 40. Then it's our fault. If we agreed 60 and we tried to change it completely, then it's our fault. It's nobody else's fault, But I'm not saying that happened. That what has been reported. We will see because at one point Komoli will speak, PSG will speak, even Colomani will leak. Like it will get leaked what happened, and then we will talk about it. Zhegrova Openda, bigger impact versus Inter. I'm gonna go Zhegrova because I think he will probably play over Conceição sooner than Openda over Yildiz or anything. And he's with the team for 2 weeks and Openda not. But you probably won't agree, but seeing this is how we ended up. I wish we signed Lucas Vazquez on a 1-year deal. Who?
No.
Which Lucas Vazquez?
The Real Madrid guy, the guy.
No. I never rated him for some reason.
He's
not bad, but he will fit. It's like Salamakers. Yeah, he will do the job, but I don't want to have Salamakers on the books for the next 3 to 4 years. I just don't. I think this one will start against Inter. You might be right. Komoli has a negotiation problem. Conte, Gasperini, and now Colomani. At the end, Colmani did good sales, not too expensive buys for his first Mercato. He did a good job. And it's his last Mercato as well. Because next time there will actually be a sporting director in place.
Oh, yeah.
So that's that as well. Anyways, people, we're going to wrap this one up. Everyone who joined, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow, I will not be live. Just a rating of the Mercato. Coach's Corners will come out, not by me, but by Julian. So that's good. You will have a different perspective. Those will drop during the week at some point. And then we will see what we will discuss, building up towards the I hate it's international break already, but it is what it is, I guess. Norbert, Spiros, thanks for joining for the last transfer video of the summer, not this season or this year, because we will probably be back in January or December talking about something. But yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.